In this session, we want to answer the question, can Christians be hexed, vexed, or cursed? To start to answer that question, we want to first look at Christian superstitions. Now, when I was a young boy attending church, I've attended church my whole life, and so I remember at times in the church services they were casting demons out of people. That would happen from time to time, where a demonized person was in the church service, and so the person's up on the ground. It's just like in the New Testament model. Out in public is where the deliverance was taking place. Just like with Jesus and the apostles, the demons were being cast out in front of everybody's eyes to observe it and watch it and to learn from it. And during this, the leaders of the church were up front casting that demon out of these people, individuals. I remember my mother looking at me and my siblings with this really stern face, and she would just say, "Plead the blood, plead the blood," because she didn't want those demons getting on her children. And I didn't want the demons getting on me either, so I just started saying, "Plead the blood, I plead the blood, I plead the blood." And I didn't have a clue about what I was saying, but you can bet I was really saying that fast. Plead the blood, because I didn't want those demons getting on me. And so to me, that was just a superstitious incantation, a protection, kind of like a barrier put up around me. And it didn't really mean anything, didn't do anything for me. So when we say we plead the blood, what it's really saying is that I believe that Jesus, when He died on the cross, the blood that He shed purchased my salvation. He owns me now. He has the responsibility to send His angels to surround me. And as I'm walking in obedience to Him, I'm being clothed in His armor, and the shield of God is up, and I have all of His armor, and I'm protected from those demon powers. And so I say, by the basis of Jesus Christ, you evil spirits, you cannot afflict me. So that is what saying plead the blood means. But as a young child, I didn't know. And I'm sure there's a lot of older people that might use that phrase from time to time, and they don't understand what they're saying. There's this other phrase, other than plead the blood, where it's Satan and demons can't cross the bloodline. Now, that's basically saying the same. By virtue of Jesus' blood that He shed, and by us in association with Him, Satan cannot afflict us. He cannot attack us. And so is there ever an opportunity that we give to Satan for him to attack us? That's the question, and that's what we're going to be looking at. First, we're going to look at a verse in Proverbs chapter 26, verse 2, where it says, "An undeserved curse," because we're trying to answer this question, can a Christian be hexed, vexed, or cursed? Now, back to this verse, it says, "An undeserved curse has no effect. Its intended victim will be no more harmed by it than by a sparrow or swallow flitting through the sky." In another translation, it says, "Like a flitting sparrow, like a flying swallow, so a curse without cause shall not alight." So we don't have to worry about curses if it has no cause. It says an undeserved curse, or a curse without a cause. This does not mean that Christians are immune to all curses. That is not what it means. Satan is looking for a cause. Look in Luke chapter 4, verse 13, where it says, this was in the wilderness, when Jesus was being tempted by Satan. "Now when the devil had ended every temptation, he departed from him until an opportune time." Satan is always looking for an opportune time to trip us up. He's looking for a time when we do not have our armor in place, where we don't have the shield of faith up, and we're weakened, and we aren't living an obedient lifestyle. We're doing something that opens up a door for Satan to come. So Satan is always lingering, prowling about, watching and observing our lifestyle. You can guarantee that he is out there. These demon powers are watching, following us, looking for an opportune time to trip us up. We also see that he's watching for the weak ones to attack. Whoever starts to get tired, whoever starts to get weak, they're not reading the Bible faithfully, consistently, they're not being clothed in the armor of God, they don't have a devotional time like they should. Those are the ones that are going to be attacked. So your enemy has studied you. He knows all about you. He knows your points of weakness. He knows right where to hone in, right where to come at you. That's why we have this warning in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8, where it says, "Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour." Now, this verse was written to Christians. So this warning would have absolutely no meaning if it wasn't possible for their enemy, the devil, to be able to devour a Christian. So we've given this warning. Make sure we stay disciplined in our life. Don't open up any doors. Don't start dabbling in stuff, sinful activities and things, allowing our eyes to feast upon movies we know is very ungodly. That's just a big door opener for Satan. So we ask this question, can Satan get a foothold in our lives? Because we're trying to answer this question, can a Christian be hexed, vexed, or cursed? So we ask this question here, can Satan get a foothold in our life? And in Ephesians 4, verse 27, we see that it is possible. That's where we're warned, don't allow Satan to get a foothold. That warning is there because of the potential for it to happen. Also, can Satan deceive us? Yes, in 1 Timothy 4:1, it is possible for Christians to be deceived. Can Satan tempt us? He's called the tempter. So we know in Matthew 4:3 and 1 Thessalonians 3:5, it's possible for us to be tempted. It's possible for us to be tripped up. This question here, can Satan shoot his flaming darts or his arrows into us? Ephesians 6:16 says Satan shoots his arrows at us, or flaming darts, whatever your translation happens to say. And if we don't have armor in place, if we don't have a shield up, and we're not walking in obedience to God, we're not disciplined in our lifestyle, then those arrows are going to penetrate. They're just going to hit us, and we're going to be afflicted by it. He's looking for a cause. An undeserved cause, a curse will not land. But if we create a cause, we create an open door, there's potential for that curse to come upon us. So when a Christian is not diligent in their daily spiritual disciplines, they allow for the potential for demonic powers to influence them. If it wasn't possible for demonic powers to afflict harm on or to influence Christians, the spiritual armor mentioned in Ephesians 6 and in many other passages are meaningless. So to answer the question, can a Christian be hexed, vexed, or cursed? Only if they are not disciplined in their life. They're not faithful in their devotions. They're not living an obedient lifestyle. They're not pursuing Jesus with their whole heart. And they've opened up doors of opportunities, and they've created a cause for a curse to land. That is the only way that a Christian can be hexed, vexed, or cursed. So we Christians can walk in full confidence, absolute faith, without the fear of any curses, any hexes, or being vexed by anybody. We don't have to worry. We don't have to fear. We can walk in faith. And this is all part of the training for the ministry of deliverance. We want to help people understand how curses work, and so that people can walk in victory over them. So we hope that this is just another tool to put in your tool box in your ministry of deliverance to see people totally and completely set free.